Welcome to a special MTB edition of the BikeRadar News Show. I've chucked Liam out for the day to bring you the latest shred-worthy mountain bike tech, so let's get straight to it, starting with SRAM finally taking the wraps off the eagerly anticipated Maven brake. For a couple of years now, we've sporadically seen a prototype SRAM brake under the likes of sponsored ride at Valley Hole, and now finally SRAM has lifted the lid on the new stoppers. Called the Maven, the new brake is claimed to be the most powerful the brand has ever made, and from a very brief ride on them, boy oh boy, they are not lying. First, the details though, and the big news is that the Maven is not just powerful, but it also uses mineral oil as opposed to DOT fluid. This is one of the most common types of brake fluid and is used in the automotive industry. There are typically 4 types of DOT fluid in order of boiling point: DOT 3, DOT 4, DOT 5 and DOT 5.1. You'll only find DOT 4 or 5.1 in the bike industry though, due to their performance at higher temperatures. Now this isn't the first SRAM brake to use mineral oil, the existing DB8 takes that honour. But it is still a surprise, as we've seen the Maven being tested with a code lever which uses DOT fluid, so work that one out. Either way, it does mark a big change for one of SRAM's cutting edge brakes to move away from DOT fluid and swap to mineral oil. Mineral oil is kinder to the environment, nicer to work with as it won't corrode your paint or irritate your skin, and doesn't absorb moisture like DOT fluid does. So in theory, you shouldn't need to bleed the brakes as often to flush the system of any contaminants. Do you think we'll see more of their brakes going this way? Let me know in the comments. While that change is big news, what might be bigger are the claims around the Maven. SRAM is claiming some huge numbers for their new brake thanks to the supersized caliper. SRAM says the Maven has nearly 50% more power than the code, but perhaps even more importantly for long downhill and enduro courses, the Maven requires a claimed 32% lighter force at the lever to generate the same power as the code. Overall, this should lead to more control and less hand fatigue. How have they achieved this? The Maven uses 4 pistons which are 18 and 19.5mm respectively. This is a whopping jump from the 15 and 16mm ones used on the existing code caliper. You'll also notice 4 huge bolts that hold the 2 sides of the caliper together to reduce unwanted flex and give a solid brake feel. There's a new XL pad design as well to increase the contact area with the rotor, and they're available in the usual organic or sintered options. Up at the top end, and the lever follows the lead of SRAM's recently revised code and level series, with a lever body that tucks in close to the handlebar. It does have a larger oil volume compared to the code lever though, but the brand hasn't confirmed just how much larger it is. In terms of models, the Maven is available in SRAM's Ultimate, Silver and Bronze trim levels, as well as an Ultimate Expert kit that comes in the limited edition red splash anodized colour of the prototypes, as well as 4 sets of pads, 4 rotors, a Pro Bleed kit and a swanky rotor travel bag. On to pricing, and no, the Maven is not cheap. The entry-level Maven Bronze is £200 or $185 for a single brake on its own without a rotor, and pricing steps up to £285 or $265 for the Silver and up to £320 or $300 for the Ultimate. For once, the range-topping and limited edition Maven Ultimate Expert kit actually seems to be the best value. Priced at £599 or the same in dollars, it does actually look very keenly priced. Remember, it comes with front and rear brakes, rotors and pads and the bleed kit. The accessories alone add up to nearly 350 quid, so you can see why that price actually seems a bit of a bargain. I've had a cheeky little pedal on technical editor-in-chief Rob Weaver's bike equipped with the Mavens, and the power is eye-opening to say the least. For full details and first ride impressions, check out Rob Weaver's thoughts over on BikeRadar.com with the link in the description. Lightweight EMTBs seem to be all the rage at the minute, with a new one seemingly springing up every week. We've got a few videos coming up on some of the latest, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on those. Today though, I'm going to look at the fresher than fresh and very aptly named Scott Voltage. No, before you ask, this isn't a resurrected version of the Voltage freeride bike, but it is basically a lightly electrified version of the brand's genius. In this sense, it's very similar to how the Lumen is the same kind of thing for the Spark. It's absolutely no surprise then that it shares the Lumen's TQ HPR50 drive unit with 50 Nm of torque and the same 360 Wh battery slotted into the frame. This can be boosted with a 160 Wh range extender. Owing to the shock being integrated inside the frame, you can use the range extender and still fit a water bottle. That's a handy little touch, as usually you can have one and not the other. We tested the Lumen in our headliner bike test last year, so to hear our thoughts on the TQ motor, then check out that review with the pop-up banner just up there. Elsewhere, the Voltage sports 5mm more travel than the Genius with 155mm at the rear and the same 160mm of fork travel. On all but the tuned model, which I'll cover in a bit, this is controlled by a Fox Nude 6T shock and Scott's long-standing twin-lock lever, giving you on-the-fly adjustment of the fork and shock from the handlebar. I've never been convinced of this system actually, and it seems that Scott kind of isn't either. Neither the new longer travel Ransom Enduro bike or the aforementioned tuned version of the Voltage here have the twin-lock hooked up to the fork. Given the bike's intentions and travel, I'd much rather have full control over the fork stamping without a remote and just have the rear shock controlled by twin lock, as it is on those other bikes. While I'm adjusting things, why not put the Fox Float X Nude shock on all models as well? It's a shame then that there is only one tuned model for the new Voltage, the eRide 900, which is really not cheap at £10,099 or $10,990. It is great to see Scott continuing their Contessa women's specific range though with two models, which is a brilliant inclusion. Even though Liam's not here, I've spared him and you the new bike's geometry, so if you want to learn more about that and read what our digital writer Nick Clark thought of it, check out the link above my noggin. Two quick bits on some other new bike launches to bring you, and first up is the revised Canyon Spectral, which looks exactly like the old Canyon Spectral. Have they started employing Porsche 911 designers there or something? Anyway, jokes aside, it is a very different bike with a new KISS steering stabiliser system and a less complicated model range. My good self and Luke Marshall cover the tech and the ride impressions in another video, so mosey on over to that with the link up there or the one down in the description. Last but by no means least, our colleagues over at MB UK had an exclusive on the new range of alloy bikes from Atherton in issue 431 of the mag. I know, shocking, a world exclusive in a magazine in 2024. Will wonders never cease? The new bikes are looking absolutely gorgeous, so go on, treat yourself to the mag and check it out. But if you're too cool for paper, we've got a little short video on the new bikes over on our social media channels, so do your techie thing and have a butcher's. That is all I have time for in this episode, so thank you so much for watching and let me know what you're most excited about in the world of MTB at the moment. I do read all of the comments, so love seeing your thoughts. And as ever, I'll see you in the next one, and why not check out that Spectral video right here.